So apparently there's this stupidity illness going around on YouTube specifically, where like women are being pushed back 30 years into oppression, and you can't do this, you can't do that because you have a vagina, pretty much. And I don't really understand why this is happening, because I feel like, haven't we done all this? Haven't we gone through all this before, saying, you know, like the Feminist Act and women's rights? And I mean, we were the last ones to vote, you know. Like, I realize, I thought we've come a long way, but apparently that is not the case. Women are still being pushed and like smushed in these little squares of what the world thinks we're supposed to be like, and it makes no sense. Like, okay, so this is resonating from several different things. I've seen a lot of, you know, like nerdom going on, where men in particular, or even women, are saying that, you know, calling other nerds fake. And then there's this other thing on YouTube, like, if you haven't seen it already, you can look it up. It's Becoming YouTube. I feel like there's this huge backlash of like women YouTubers and just women in general, whether you post videos on YouTube or Facebook, or if you don't do any of that. And we're just like being told what we can and cannot do, and I just don't understand why this is happening. Like, guys are like, you know what? I think you did alright. I think I kind of like your video. As long as you're smart, funny, beautiful, you gotta be hot, or I'm not gonna watch you. Big boobs help. And it would be amazing if you actually had some depth. That would be great. That would be great, because otherwise I'm just bored. You know, if I really don't care about makeup or fashion or anything that has to do with women in particular, because all women are the same, and they all like to do their hair and wear nice jewelry, sparkly things, and vacuum. That's what girls do, right? First of all, fuck you. Second of all, I don't need your approval to do what I want. I didn't start a YouTube channel because, actually, it was my sister who did this for me, actually. She was, I don't know what we were talking about. We were on Facebook, and she was like, hey, do you want a YouTube channel? And I was like, well, I never really thought about it. And she goes, well, I know you like to do videos because I do slideshow, like, movie things. And she's like, oh, well, you know, you can post some of those, or, you know, just, you can comment on other people's things, you can subscribe to a lot of people. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. That sounds somewhat entertaining. Maybe I'll try that out. And for, like, months, I don't even know how long went by, I posted maybe 5 things, and it was just something that I did at home, and I wasn't expecting anyone to like it, and a lot of people didn't. A lot of people were just like, this is kind of stupid, especially with the technology nowadays. Like, my computer, I have a pretty old computer, so I don't have the capabilities of like doing really awesome videos or slideshows. I mainly just do slideshows. I take pictures from movies and put a song to it and just try to make it epic as much as I possibly can. I didn't want any gratification out of it. I mean, yeah, it would have been great if a lot of people were like, oh my god, this is really cool. Maybe like 5 people liked some of my things. And then a couple of my friends started doing thrifting videos. And this started about a year ago. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I was like, well, maybe I'll try some of that. Like, I posted some videos of my kids, like my daughter being silly and pretending she's a granny, and like me and her playing with sock puppets. It was mainly so that I could make these videos and edit them, because I don't have a very good editing capability on my computer. So I would edit them on YouTube and then send them to Facebook so my family could see my daughter and son being crazy. And, you know, like, that's all it really was. I never meant to try and be successful or famous on YouTube. Like, I really don't care about that. Like, it's awesome if people like what I do, but I mean, honestly, I think there's about, I think I'd say a decent amount now. I'm like in the 70s, not 70,000, it's like 74 subscribers. And I'm totally cool with that. Like, I was happy when I had 12, and like 3 of them were family members, and I was like, yay, people like to watch with that. But that's, I mean, I was cool, like, whether with or without that. You know, like, I didn't need subscribers to have any sort of gratification, to feel successful or to feel fulfilled. I just started doing it mainly because it looked like fun. My friends were doing 50 things, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So maybe I'll do that too. So I started doing 15 videos and, you know, outfit of the day sort of thing. And I started getting more response from it, and that was cool. And then, like, this past, like 5 months, I think, I just really got a decent following, and I was like, wow, that's new. I wasn't expecting that. And I mean, it was cool. I made a friend from London. Liz, go Liz. She's awesome. I love you. She's so funny and cool, and she's got kids too, so I feel like I'm not alone in this world. And she's from London. I mean, from Britain. I mean, how awesome is that, to make a friend who lives overseas that you never have technically met, but it's like a pen pal, you know? It's like, that's just really awesome. I love that you can do that. And now we're Facebook friends. I was like, that's even cooler. I love that. And I'm friends with a couple other people from YouTube as well as Facebook, and I just think I'm more interested in YouTube, not so much for all the fashion advice and stuff like that, but really just to connect with people. Like, I find that fascinating, meeting people from all over the world, and just finding some sort of common ground, or being interested in different things, and learning something new. I don't understand why we all have to be pressured and cookie cuttered and in this certain thing. Like, you know, we're all, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but I just feel very annoyed recently, because I feel like everyone, it just seems like all of a sudden we are told we have to be something to get any sort of recognition. And I feel like, as a YouTuber, do you have to have recognition? Do you have to have some sort of validation that what you do is important? I mean, I would think that having your own YouTube channel is something that you wanted to do because you enjoyed it. It had nothing to do with whether or not people loved what you did. And I mean, yeah, it's great when you get compliments. I love compliments too. I am terrible at taking them, but I like them. And I feel like a lot of people, there's like this common misconception that, specifically women, I imagine there's men in there too, where we only do this because we desperately need approval. We need people to love us all the time. I was like, really? I don't know. I don't see why that's so important. I don't understand why people would feel that way. And I'm sure there's people on YouTube that do that. There's people all over the world. I mean, no matter where you go, there's going to be somebody that does that. But I feel like people are so, what am I saying? You mean you like it? Seriously? It's like, I have like a cool channel, and I do like cool stuff, because I totally am like into Star Wars, and I like love everything like nerdy, and I dress up, and like I totally like have the body to like wear skimpy outfits and things. Okay, if you have the body, even if you don't, what people think, you know, beauty is, or what sort of body type you have to have in order to do cosplay, who cares? If you really want to dress up like something, just do it. Why not? I'm the kind of person, I love dressing up. Halloween has been my favorite holiday since I was a child because of dressing up. I would change my outfit like 5 times a day when I was a kid for the mood I was feeling. My mother would make fun of me because she was like, do you have to change every 10 minutes? I'm like, well, I'm feeling swashbucklery. So I decided to put on my pirate outfit. And then like 10 minutes later, I want to be a cowgirl. So I got my whatchamadoos, fake guns, and my cowgirl hat, and here, honky tonk. And then I loved being Aladdin as a young girl. I don't really know why. I guess it was an excuse to be somewhat naked because I didn't like clothes as a child. I don't know why. Because we had this little random like vest thingy, and I would throw that on and like wear PJ pants, and I'm like, I'm Aladdin. I have a flying carpet and a genie. I'm so fucking awesome. I loved Aladdin. That was like the greatest movie ever. That's tough. And The Little Mermaid. Disney. Okay, so anyway, so I love Halloween, and people that know me know that I love to dress up because it's so much fun. So as I got older, I feel like people put you in this sort of, you're an adult now, you can't do fun kid stuff anymore, because if you did that, you wouldn't be responsible. I have 2 kids, I'm married, I don't work, I am a stay-at-home mom, so that's my life job, and if people give me any crap about being a frickin' stay-at-home mom, I'm gonna punch you in the frickin' face, because I don't care what you say, it is a job. I don't get paid for it, but it's a frickin' job. It's called life. I get so annoyed when people are like, it's not a job, you don't get paid for that. I'm like, I'm sorry, have you been around kids 24/7? I don't think so. It's a damn job. So, enough of that. I don't know, I just get like, what was I talking about? Parties, yeah, okay. So, as I got older, I thought, why not have a party? I mean, I've had an annual Halloween party since I was in the 6th grade. It's kind of a thing for me. And, my rule is, you don't dress up, you can't come. I'm sorry. If you don't dress up, I mean, seriously, that's the whole point of Halloween. I'm not talking about All Hallows Eve. That's a totally different thing. Halloween is about dressing up, going trick-or-treating, all that fun shit. So if you come to my party and you're not dressed up, which people know, I have kicked people out before for not being dressed up. And I'm not saying you have to go spend a fortune and find a costume like on eBay. I'm not mean. In fact, majority of the time, I will supply the costume. I'm saying, hey, if you're having trouble finding something, call me and I will help you out. I have so much costume shit. And, look in your closet. You'd be surprised what you have. Like a dinner dress for a girl that you wore once to a wedding that you were invited to and you're never going to freaking wear again. Hello, costume. You could pretend you're like a zombie bride or something. I mean, get creative, people. And, so I love parties, and that's what I do, and I recently, this past year, have done themes. Every party I've had so far has been a theme now, and it's so exciting. I had a Capitol party from the Hunger Games. We did a Capitol-esque, the people from the Capitol, and we all dressed up fancy, and I actually have a mini video about that. And, coming up this month. I'm so excited. For me and my friend Amanda's birthday, we are having a dual party, and it's going to be Lord of the Rings themed. I'm going to be a hobbit. I'm so excited about being a hobbit. You have no idea. I have been preparing for this since Halloween, because we came up with the idea at my Halloween party, and we were both like, you know, we should have like a dual party or something. I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool. And she was like, oh my god, Lord of the Rings. And I was like, oh my god, you're so right. We should have Lord of the Rings. So she's like, I can totally be Frodo, because she loves Frodo. And I was like, I'll be Sam, because I'm so her Sam, because we're weird and creepy like that. So I'm going to be Samwise Gamgee, and she's going to be Frodo Baggins. And I have a couple that are going to be Arwen and Aragorn. I believe someone is coming as Gandalf. I don't know if it's going to be gray or white yet. We'll see. My sister is coming. She's going to be an elf. My daughter is going to be an elf. My son is going to be a hobbit. My husband is going to be freaking Gollum, which is amazing. We bought him a, like, skin flesh tone leotard, which sounds really creepy, because it kind of is. And I'm going to paint contours, like, around his body, you know, to make him look all gangly and stuff. I'm sure I've mentioned this like a billion times. I know I probably talk about this all the time. But anyway, so I'm doing that, and it's going to be fun. I bought me a wig. I finally got me a wig. I'm so excited. It looks kind of, it's the right shade, like color, but I can't really get it to do what I want it to, so I think I need to get it wet first. And then I got this like Instafreeze spray, and I'm going to spray the crap out of that shit. So, because we're also going to have a kind of like a bonfire thing. We have a fire pit, and I'm not going to be able to get anywhere near that, because I'm going to spray the crap out of that wig, and I'm like, whoosh, that would suck. $5, and I'd be bald. And not that there's anything wrong with being bald, but I don't particularly want to be, because that would hurt. All the burns. Anyway, God, I get sidetracked so bad. And so my theme parties, I've had lots of theme parties. What was another one I had? I guess this most recent was Halloween, and then the Capitol party. And then next month, my husband, for his birthday, I asked him, I was like, what do you want to do for your birthday? And he was like, well, I'm cool with having like a get together. And I was like, okay, I was like, do you want to have a party? I was like, we could do something themed. And he's like, we could do zombies. And I was like, oh my god, I've always wanted to be a zombie for Halloween, but I never go through with it. I don't know why. I always end up skimping out like the last minute, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna be a zombie, and which is terrible, because like my dream of life is to be an extra zombie in a movie. I don't care if it's a low budget film. I don't care if it's a bunch of no names. It doesn't have to be a bunch of famous people. I just want to be an extra in a zombie film. Just make me gangly and eat people and walk around. Like, I could just stand there and just look dead. I'm totally cool with that. Let me do that. Can you, please, somebody contact me and let me do that. That would be so much fun. That is my, like, dream in life. I realize that's like a really weird dream. I don't care if I get paid or not. I just want to do it. I just want to be in it, and then I want to watch the movie and then see myself and go, oh my god, I did that. That was me. I so did that. Woo! I'm excited. And then, okay, so the zombie party. And then, since last September I had the Capitol party, every September from now on, I think we're going to try and do an annual September party. And that one, this coming September, is going to be a steampunk party. It's gonna be cool. It's really new and sort of in the works, but me and Andrew, my husband, we have so many weird, like, things in our wardrobe. I'm sure we can come up with something. In fact, I have sort of like a black slip thing that I was going to use as a Bellatrix Lestrange costume, because I think that'd be really good for that. That would also work as steampunk. Honestly, like, for girls, like, if you're married and you have your wedding dress just kind of hanging out, and if it didn't cost too much and you don't mind messing with it, actually you probably wouldn't even have to do that. Just wear your wedding costume and wedding dress, and then buy like a leather corset and wrap that around it. I mean, it's really not that hard. I'm sure there's so many different ideas. But that's gonna be cool. And then our Halloween party in October and all that stuff. Eventually, I'm going to have a Harry Potter party. I don't know when this will be, but it's gonna be amazing. Because I love Harry Potter. Harry Potter, Harry Potter, Harry Potter. And then eventually I would like to have a Doctor Who party. I don't even know how exactly I would dress for that. But it would be cool. Because my favorite Doctor is David Tennant. But the bow tie is cool. Yeah, pretty cool. And the Fez is cool. I don't know. I'd probably be a Dalek. Exterminate. You know. My daughter says it all the time. Exterminating. So that's pretty awesome. I'm so proud. I feel like the coolest parent sometimes when my daughter says weird crap like that. She'll be like, I don't know. We'll be like, if anyone knows of Repo Man or like the Devil's Carnival, we watch those. I don't recommend showing your kids that. Sometimes she's just sort of in the room, and we don't think she's paying attention because she's in her room, but then she knows the songs to a lot of them, and but we don't really let her watch it. So I don't know. Bad parenting, maybe. Don't know. But yeah, you should get on that because specifically Reaper Man, I'm sorry, I wasn't in love with Devil's Carnival. There is one song in particular, actually there's a couple songs, but one song in particular that I absolutely love. I think it's called Heave Ho, Heave Ho. The ship it rocks, heave ho, heave ho. It's really pretty, but very naughty because it's kind of about a girl getting raped, sort of. Yes, no, maybe. Anyway, so it was my favorite, but you know, I think a lot of it had to do with because I was so already in love with Repo Man, mainly because, oh my god, Anthony Stewart Head. Giles. I don't even really I'm not a huge fan of Buffy. I think I like it all the way up into her college years, and then I just I just can't. I'm sorry, I just can't do it anymore. But I have seen the season with Willow going all witchy and stuff, so I've seen most of it. My husband is a huge Buffy fan, and he makes fun of me all the time. He's like, you like it, and you like it, don't lie. It's like, I like bits of it. I think I don't admit that I like it, mainly because it irks him so damn much, and I'm that kind of girl. I like to piss him off. Anyway, so yeah, Repo Man has Anthony Stewart Head, and he's freaking amazing, and oh my god, he has the best singing voice in the world. Well, I guess this video was sort of a rant, sort of a love for parties and nerdom and cosplay and costume stuff. Some of the stuff, I have looked up tons and tons of pictures. There's a bunch of fan-made pages on Facebook and just on Google or anything. People get really into that stuff with cosplay, and I wish I was cool enough to come up with something. I think for me, if I were to dress up like anything, I'd probably do Tank Girl or just because I mainly grew up watching that movie. I love that movie. Lori Petty's the shit. And I don't know, there's a lot of anime I like, but I don't think I could really pull it off. Some of the costumes, just I'm just too shy to wear some of the revealing clothing that some of the anime ladies wear. And hey man, if you are confident and you work that shit, go for it. It doesn't matter how big or small you are. I mean, I feel like if you have the confidence, roll with it. And I won't judge. But I don't know, some of the stuff, man. People get so into that. Some of the costumes they come up with, they're homemade stuff too. the hours of detail and time that it took for them to do all that, it just blows my mind. I have never been to like Comic-Con or any kind of convention, but I've always wanted to. Ever since like high school, I think. I've always loved anime. My first anime I ever watched was Sailor Moon, and I was 5 when I saw that because it was on Cartoon Network, and I just remember it was just so different from any other like cartoon I'd seen. I was like, wow, they're girls and they're kicking butt and all this stuff. So like, that's pretty cool. And then Toonami had Dragon Ball Z, and I don't know if Toonami did Trigun. I think that was the later show thing. But like Trigun and Fullmetal Alchemist, that's a really good one. And gosh, there's so many. I'm actually getting into new ones recently. They're not new, but I have recently discovered them. Like Van Dread, I am currently watching with my husband. It's pretty interesting. I actually really like it. I like the concept of men and women being different races. Like, they don't live together as a people anymore. They have separated, and now they procreate by different means, like factories. They basically build a baby. And I was like, that's pretty cool and interesting. I think it's sort of, I haven't gotten very far in it, but I think it's going to be something to where the races are going to blend once again and rise. The human race. So that's looking pretty cool. What's another? Outlaw Star. I really like that show. That's a really good show. I watched that years ago when I was in like 7th grade. That's a really good one. I've seen like Chobits, which I liked a lot, mainly because it was just really funny. And Pre-Tear's a good one. It's pretty lovey-dovey. I can't help it. I like the lovey-dovey stuff too. But I like, I think I would say I have a pretty wide variety of interests, not just in anime, but in all kinds of things, whether it be movies or music. Oh, God, I think probably my most vast, spectrum of different tastes would have to be music, because I have listened to things from India. Like, there's this movie called, I discovered this on Netflix. If you like foreign films and are a fan of musicals, watch Mugamudi. It is a I don't know what the technical Hindu? I believe it's Hindu. I am so sorry if I'm wrong, if it's not Hindu. But a Hindu superhero who, like, I don't know, he like kicks butt, and there's like music, and there's this one song, I don't know what it's called, because it's sort of in their language. They do speak a lot in English, but they kind of interblend it with their own language, which is pretty cool, because it was bugging my husband though. He was like, wait, you just said something in English, and then he went back, because you do have to read, and I know people are like, subtitles, that's, I don't want to read. And there are days when I'm like, I really don't feel like reading a movie tonight. But give it a chance, because I really do believe that some of the best films are films that are in languages you don't understand. One of my favorite films is Amelie. It's a French film. That's one of the most beautiful, crazy, romantic, lovely film. One of my favorites. There's all kinds. Devdas is a really nice one. Monsoon Wedding is it's actually a very more modern take. I feel like when people think of Hindu or Bollywood kind of movies, they're all like, oh, they're all dancing and wearing saris and but in Monsoon Wedding, it's actually a very modern take on a family living in India, or I believe it's India. God, I'm probably sounding like a total ass because I don't know anything.